Excellent. Beloved poets, welcome to Chaos Magic. As usual, I'll give a few ground rules. We have 3 to 5 minute sets, give or take. We ask but do not require that you bring one original and one cover piece to the mix. Could have 2 originals, 2 covers. Do whatever you would like to do. We will love whatever chaos and magic you would bring to this virtual stage. Of course, no racism, no sexism, no bullshit. Keep it all about the love. Love is the law, love under will. With that said, let's make some good trouble. We're going to be kicking this show off right about now. On deck, we have Debbie Segal, but stepping up to the plate, please give it up for C.P. Mays. Unmute and take it away when you're ready.
Sweet. What's good? Hello, world. Hello, Chaos Magic. Everybody that's in the room. Let's have some good times, start some good trouble. The cover I'm going to do is I'm covering someone from the camp of artists I come from called Concrete Generation. The writer's name is Stefan Nico. The poem is called House. It just so happened that about 20 to 25 of us stayed in the same arts district in Charlotte, North Carolina. So like a lot of us stayed on the same street block. So imagine your creativity when you can just walk into somebody's house at 2 o'clock in the morning and the door's unlocked, grab a cigarette, some milk, and then write a poem, right? So we had this camaraderie or whatever. So he let me cover this poem. It's about a house in our neighborhood. This house is made of last chances. Built in 1935, made of stained glass and World War II metal, the insulation is outright dangerous, containing enough raw minerals to put down a planet, but for these mislabeled migrant miscreants, it's shelter, it's home. No one ever asked to live here like it. No one asked to be born, but we all came willingly. Outlaws, malcontents wearing 24-karat gold wanted posters. Ladies almost on their way to leaving Las Vegas. All of us held down and crucified with railroad spikes. The kitchen sink looks like last weekend. Ceramic shards and bent cutlery collect like unwanted tombstones. There is a delinquent stoner in the shape of a boulder laying landside lavish on the living room sofa. He's heroin-flavored lazy, crashes like clockwork orange. The carpet has become accustomed to stain and spill and crusted condiments, trap footprints in an old dusty shag rug. And I have to tell you, I take these footprints personally. Some of them was never heard from again. All the walls are lipstick smudge beautiful, braille love songs, offbeat yet syncopated relief maps trapping time and sweat. We painted the windows black a long time ago. Thought it would be funny. Didn't realize then what happens when you keep all the light out, how the darkness hastens decay. I can feel the mutation in my insides melding bone with brick. This house is as casual as a heart attack. Open wounds have seen better days. Not recommended for the normal or the hopelessly romantic. These antics are visceral, not to be taken lightly, but grenade serious. Living here, you become accustomed to temperature change and how polite conversation can get you stabbed. We all knew the rules. Take all that you can carry and keep what you kill. Never let the sun catch you compromised. Tomorrow we might all have to move, snatch down every rooftop painting, hobo ourselves back to God, or at least find a peaceful medium we can both find romantic. Last year's rent is always due. And every come up has a sacrifice and a stillborn baby sister born with your eyes. My roommate was born with syringes for a spine, eyes made of nightshade and lightning. His tears are 100 proof. My other roommate is a glass pipe. He sparks frequently for short skirts and fishnet stockings. Don't keep daylight hours instead. He treads in the ether. We mattress on the floor. Hold fireside meetings by torchlight, barter mandrake for barley, and hijack Wi-Fi from passerbys. Have enough toilet paper just for fucking tonight. We were young, and our phone numbers always changed. And every heartbeat has an objective. We all want out, but we're all too scared to walk out that front door. House by Stephen Miko. So, yeah, I love that piece.
That was a cool piece. Oh man,
that shit was fire, man.
That was a cool piece. Oh man, like I was.
That was nostalgic for me too, man.
You know what I mean? Like I mean, like you know, one thing about UCP,
yeah,
is that you know some of the coldest, heartless poets out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that matters so much more, you know, like, because I know, like, if you vouch for somebody, I know already they're going to be dope, you know what I mean?
The crazy part is, I think we've all been in those situations, right, Room? Like, right,
Yeah.
Open Minds, like Chaos Magic, like we're all,
you know,
I don't know, like, 7 of us staying in the house, only 3 of us are on the lease, you know, like, like one of those situations, like we're chipping in for toilet paper. So like, yeah, it's just that craziness, that crazy lifestyle.
Man.
All right, but
much respect to your friend. One love.
I figure instead of reading another one of mine, I'll cover another poem and call it and back out. So why not cover 2? This one comes from a gentleman I'm sure you all know of. He's a poet in the camp as well. He goes by the name of Graylin, aka Sidekick. This poem is called Cake. I was told not to write, think about, or even try to share this piece of my life. I've never been diagnosed with any mental illness. Unless MS, dyslexia, or ADHD count, I'm sorry for the melancholy, myopic, masturbatory. I will not apologize for tell me story. I was 29 and feeling fine, freaking out, insecure, neurotic, emotional, and then it got a little worse. It's not a panic attack. No one who struggles with panic talks about it. It just makes it worse. I lost my business partner. Well, that's one way of saying it. You could also say, oh, wait, you couldn't. You can't say he took your business, left you with nothing more than the cash, took your clients, left you with more than nothing but cash, left you with the responsibility of telling the story, responsibility, noun, your ability to respond, the obligation to carry forward an assigned task to a successful conclusion, the idea that if you don't do it, no one will. See also care, safekeeping, or scream. Step 2, it's not panic. No one is attacking. My wife had a baby. You would not be able to say they gutted her like a pig. The operating room table is the central part of any surgical suite. They offer a variety of modern features: electronic height adjustments, lateral tilt, horizontal sliding, mobile casters with C-arm access, the arms. The position of the arms in the C-section surgery is directly of the shoulders, perfectly horizontal, just horizontal. There's nothing perfect about it. They took my bride, placed her on the cross. They killed my bride with the hopes of resurrecting a mother and a baby. We sacrificed the youth of my love on the altar of wanting a family, and it worked. God forgive me, it worked. Step 4. I got injured at work. Or I could say, I got my brains bashed in with God's baseball bat. A 30-inch limb of white oak, 2.8 tons crashed into the back of my head, and it's still not a panic attack. I can breathe, I've got it, I'm still in control, I'm not in a good place. My daughter was 3 months old, and my wife had to tell the doctors to put my face back on. Turns out a new face only cost $100,000, and no insurance did not cover it. It's not a panic attack, and I'm not a liar. I'm just having a good time. I'm having a good time. I got a question, Ed. What's Wonder Bread so curious about? Better yet, I got a question. What's the difference between Pennywise and Bozo the Clown? What are we poets consuming to put it all on the page? Is this just tragedy porn? Am I more heartbreaking yet? Am I still wearing any clothes? You want to see a trick? The boy's been bamboozled before by better brothers. Best be brilliant, bright, blinding, bounding, binding, bondage, bandage, briefly bothersome but bittersweet when brandished. Bountiful, beautiful, belligerent banter begets bullheaded, brain bullets blistering. Are you not entertained? Someone say something! How can you just stand there and read this? I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to be gnarly and never get hurt. I want to get smarter without suffering. I'm lighting my cake at both ends and eating it. I found some chain at the end of my rope. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm going to have a hard time. And no one seems to know how to help. Thanks for listening. It really helps. Cake by Graylin Counts, a.k.a. Sidekick. Thank y'all.
And
Yo, you making me want to
there
get
we
off this call right now and call him up.
There's
and
one
there
thing
we
that-
have it.
There's one thing that you do see females I'm waiting for you to read one of my poems. You know what I mean? Like because you have this thing of taking a poem and giving it elephant elephant trumpets and elephant shoulders and elephant feet, like it sometimes is so like it's the height of ecstasy when you do that. And I'm so proud of you, man. Like you just do the most when it comes to poetry, man. I think that we have found our golden scepter.
Hey, hold on. I wanna iterate with that, Zamkanto, that I heard you cover a CP Mays piece and you gave it elephant shoulders and elephant tusk and elephant, trunk and feet. Like, so don't sell yourself short there. Like you right there with CP, y'all hand in hand, elevating on elephants, man. So I love both of y'all. And CP, man, I love Graylin and what you did with that piece there. Like, that was dope, man. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it. I don't know. It's crazy now to be like, I don't know, fucking accept it more. Like I was just always that awkward little kid, the wallflower. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this black kid who's in the smart classes so he can't hang out with his regular friends in middle school? Like, and why is this black cat listening to Motley Crue and Two Live Crew, Motley Crue and Two Live Crew. Like that was my bipolar music states. And why does he have black fingernails? You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, oh, Maze is an artist and it's embraced. So yeah, it's fun
And
being
we embrace you in all your majesty, your
craziness. Yeah.
mystical being. Yeah, all love every square inch of you, but
But I'm so excited because I heard Debbie has some new shit. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to let the cat out the bag or anything crazy like that. But yeah. Huh.
What I was gonna say earlier was everybody give it up for CP Mace, but everybody did. So yeah.
Hey.
Fuck yeah.
Debbie.
We are so pumped up for Debbie's new shit. On deck, we got Vacha, but step up to the plate now. Please give it up for Debbie Segal. Please, unmute and take it away when you're ready.
Thank you. Good to be here. I'll start with my cover. My new shit is nothing to really be that excited about. I mean, it's just new shit. It's not polished or anything, but yeah, it's nice. It's today old. But this is a book by an Oakland poet, Richard Loranger, and I know it doesn't work to show anything with my background. Richard Loranger is a amazing Oakland poet, and his latest book is called Mammal. And I'm going to read something called Sun Sonnet. A naked tree can tell us everything. Chained to the earth, grappling with sky. We flaunt our imperfections in the rain as budding eyes. Craven and verklempt, it's all we can to writhe stolidly, faithfully. Arching vesicles toward luscious liquid, saturated air toward instant light. And in the wind, twisting, clattering arms, we find the flexibility of heart to wind us for the true imbroglio, the quickening. Oh yes, you know what roots you have, not disparate, reclaim the mortal trunk we have and have again, pulled upward, out, beyond our living ken. So I'll be covering more and more of Richard and other local friends of mine's poems as I come back to my routine of being here on Mondays. And this is my new shit. And I guess it's an acrostic because that's what I just went, oh, I forgot about acrostics. I'll do an acrostic today. So I found a line in a notebook of my own and just took some words. So I'll call this Shine, Star, Breath, Fusion, Rising, Space Focus. And like I said, it's rough. Shooting stars illuminate sky father feathers. Hosanna is milk and honey, flower meadows. Inasmuch it begins. World dream, world anew. Nepenthe within crystal cup stirred with spoon. Embroider prismatic tales of whales and woe. Strange joy and rue the masters, beloved ones, trace the lineage of undiscovered riders and ridges, aroused by innocence and rings of gold bell tolling, rattling above the bones and under the leaves. Bending the grasses of gold and green, Earth Mother rests beneath constellations of stories and lies told. Everlasting world of fruit, flowers, and grain glowing, auspicious exercises in shell mound geomancy, threshold to the action of creating new dreams anew. Hieroglyphics and runes depict what we think we are. Fugues and alchemy, discovered, not invented, unless and until all numbers are arrayed in lace platonic patterns. Slingshot warriors look up to the ice-capped mountains, imminent beauty and joy inherent within and without. Oubliettes of monsters and parasites in shifting, drifting shadows, narrow passages lined with petals of roses, 1,000 thorns. Rouse the demons and call the angels forth, imps and chimera, if willing, all are welcome. Sovereign visions and visitations now commence irreversibly. Come morning or millennium, nebula of dust and light bears us witness. Gruesome gurus speak testimony of grace. Seventh heaven is a land of make-believe, prescribed within this Gorgon's scheme. Abominations described in hieroglyphics, curative powers meant for preservation, embalmed in rings of gold and myrrh. Frippery of spirit is the ornament of shadow, overheard on a starless plane of glass. Cubits of wood, water, and ice transmute utopian songs in the very mouths of old sages when the collective cups are full. Thanks for listening.
All right, everybody, at this time, please give it up for Debbie Segal.
Debbie,
That's beautiful, right? That's
love
beautiful
you,
writing,
love it.
Debbie. I always say to people, like, I love delicious pens, and you have one of those delicious pens, eternally. One love.
I second what Kanto said. Very delicious. And I'm just like getting into your book here in the Time of the Cloud. So with that said, check it out on Amazon. Debbie's
Thank
book
you.
in the Time of the Cloud.
Thank you. I'm going to put my link in the chat. It's very reasonably priced, so I'm not going to cost you an arm and a leg if you put it in your cart. One of these days, just, push the button on it when you have to order some toilet paper or whatever, socks. I'll put my link in the chat. Thank you.
I just got mine. Yay, I just ordered mine. Yay.
There it is. The magic of networking.
Yep.
So yeah, check it out. Debbie's new book. And with that said, if you haven't given any more feedback, please one more time give it up for Debbie.
Woo!
Ooh, we love you, Debbie. Cat walked out while you were reading. She stayed. She's like, oh my god. She was in her work and she walked out. I was like, oh my god, it's Debbie. And just stayed and listened to it all. She loves you so much. Thank you.
We're gonna keep this show rolling. We're excited to see that Zonkonto is on deck. Let's step into the plate now. Please give it up for Avacha. Please unmute and take it away when you are ready. Just want to double check here. Avacha, are you there with us? Did she have to step out earlier? I'm just trying to look through the group chat and see if I missed something, but well,
May have had to step away for dinner for a moment.
well, if that's the case, we're gonna get back to Avacha. So with that said, Zamkanto, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, with that case, everybody at this time, give it up for Zamkanto.
Hey.
Okay. So I'll start this with one of my favorites of all time. That's Charles Bukowski. All right. There's a blue bird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I say, stay in there. I'm not going to let anybody see you. There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I pour whiskey on him and inhale cigarette smoke, and the hoes and the bartenders and the grocery clerks never know that he's in there. There's a blue bird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. I say, stay down. Do you want to mess me up? You want to screw up my works? You want to blow up my book sales in Europe? There's a blue bird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too clever. I only let him out at night sometimes when everybody's asleep. I say, I know that you are there. So don't be sad. Then I put him back, but he's singing a little in there. I haven't quite let him die, and we sleep together like that with our secret pact. And it's nice to make a man weep, but I don't weep. Do you? So that's my first poem. And the one I want to say next is called The Fruits of My Labor. The workers lamented to the farmer that the greenhouse was haunted. That in the late hours, as they staked the cuts to overflowing, invisible hands tipped them over. And that as the apples rolled onto the plastic covered floors, the ones in their throats bobbed up and down while their hearts cast Adam for whatever sins that every evening was now punishing them for. Because as soon as the sun went down, the greenhouse became a grave orchestra of shuffling bones mixed with muffling tones of bygone plantation songs. But for a farmer raised to believe that ghosts were a simple hoax for television, their desperate pleas seemed only a figment of immigrant whims, the limited thinking of primitive beings. So whenever he found small shrines erected to fend off these so-called evil spirits, he gathered his workers in the morning and made them watch as he snapped the necks of each effigy. But when he was done, he never actually burned them all. He kept some to entertain his friends at the bar and some for his daughter, who sold them to curious customers at their local fruit market store. Yet they tried to warn him, "Sir, there is some suspicious energy in this place." But for every belief faithfully observed, there is a shrine that catches on fire. And for each forbidden fear fermenting, a voodoo doll with needle marks and chest pains. Then there is talkative graves of those undocumented slaves called monkeys and almost guillotined for sneaking out the most shriveled banana from the floor. And when they sleep on its rotting peel and split their skulls, not even a thought will be given to send a single bunch to their funeral to feed their grieving kids. Maybe a Ziploc bag with their brains inside, soggy with decaying fruit, and a hastily written note with a marker that reads, "Condolences for one who was stupid enough to never steal even a fraction of what we stole from him." The workers with the farmer told him the greenhouse was haunted, but since the ghosts of the downtrodden cannot afford crisp white linen sheets draped over them, he grew bolder each time he tore down their sacrifices, and anyone that dared to offer up leftover food got instantly fired. And the cycle would have been unbroken if not for that one day at the fruit market stall when, out of nowhere, the voodoo doll started calling out his daughter's name. And before she could even recollect herself, her dress was engulfed in flames. At once, a shrine ablaze. The louder her frantic screams, the more animated the plantation songs, and no matter how much they doused her with water, not an ocean could even save her. On that fateful day, the ghost's flaming tongues avenged. They would never, having tasted the fruits of their labor. Zomkond.
Everybody unmute right now. Please give it up for Gonto at this time.
Bro, yo, that was fucking deep and impactful, man. Like that was moving. You moved the spirits from beyond with that one, man.
Contemporary griot, man. You're like one of my contemporary griots, dude. I think a lot of people, when we hear the word griot, we think an older time, returning to an older time of literature, you know? But yeah, man, it's still alive and thriving. Your ability to tell a story is just mind blowing, dude. It's just mind blowing. Yeah.
I think everybody's already said what I would say about you, except that you just always blow my mind. I love you madly. In fact, my nephew's wife said that she was going to leave him for you. Oh, wait a minute. Don Koto is going to read. I want to make sure she's not in the room. So
Thank you very
That's a
much.
good
I
compliment.
appreciate it. I appreciate you for listening to me, and thank you for all the poetry that came before me. One love.
Thank you for all the poetry you continue to bring. One more time, give it up for Gonto.
hey, hey.
I'm excited to see Avacha back in the room. With that said, when you are ready, please give it up.
I'm ready. And forgive me. For those who don't know, I have a disability. And so I have a wheelchair, what have you, and I'm slow. So when I went to go get a cup of coffee, I should have known to wait till later. But I'm a coffee holic, so I had to get some coffee. And I'm back. Forgive me for that. But it also put me in a situation of having to follow on Koto. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I want to read one of my students' pieces. I hope that I did not do this for you before, because I love his work. I don't know whatever happened to him, just a brilliant young man. His name is Jeabu Al-Balad. And like sometimes what I would do is I would bring, when I was teaching, I would bring in some article from a paper or magazine or what have you to use as a prompt. And Jet Magazine had this article about this woman. She has in a, what do you call a bachelor apartment, a one-room apartment. She had roaches. So instead of buying one roach bomb, she bought a bunch of them and it blew the whole place up. And anyway, so I said to my students, I wanted them to write their version of what really happened to this one, because after it blew the place up, they didn't find a roach, you know. And the sergeant who came to check the things out was named La Roche. So the students wrote some amazing stuff, but this young man always blew my mind. And he ran on our break. He ran to the library, got an encyclopedia. When he came back with this. It's called From a Roach's Point of View. I am an LA roach. I am the descendant of prehistoric roaches. I can trace my lineage back to back to before the dawn of man. And since the advent of mankind, my kind have flourished. We are inseparable, roaches and man. No other species on the planet is so liberal with its food supply as man, yet he is our greatest enemy. He slaughters us without regard for women, children, pets. We are killed by the millions. Our body count is astronomical. Even fetuses in the wombs of expectant mothers are killed indiscriminately. Mankind, hates us so much, he has devoted a branch of science to study and come up with better ways to kill us. There are pesticides, insecticides, and various brand names, gas bombs. There's raid, which implies raiding some enemy camp. There's black flag, which implies even if we surrender, our deaths are imminent. They have roach hotels where we check in, but don't check out. Imagine, if you will, These tactics applied to you and your family simply because you were eking out an existence as a codependent creature of God's creation. Look at it this way. If you did not leave crumbs around, we would have no reason to seek our subsistence around you. If you washed your dishes, cleansed your homes rather, put your food away when not in use, empties your trash, in other words, kept clean, crumb-free, food-free environments, we would have no choice but to seek God's bounty elsewhere. But you are such slobs and so filthy that we find abundance where you are. As for your feeble attempts to eradicate us, we have been here longer than you. We are more adaptable to change than you, and we multiply faster than you. Your poisons might kill us, but before we die, our next generation is immune to that poison which kills us. So, as a species, we get stronger and more adaptable. You step on us. You use newspapers to kill us. You drown us. You trap us. You poison us. You suffocate us. In an apartment in Los Angeles, recently, a lady of your kind placed 9 pesticide foggers in her apartment, closed all the doors and windows, and left. So did we. Before the apartment exploded, blowing out all the windows and cracking the ceiling, but not one roach was found dead. Do you think we are unaware of what you do? Do you think you have the only doors out of your structures? Think about when you saw Benny the bug on the wall and you looked for something to smash him. Remember how his antenna waved back and forth, and by the time you find what you were looking for, he was gone. That's because Benny was a telepath and your mind a telegraph. As I've stated, we are uniquely suited to one another, you and I. And evolution has made you far superior to you, has made me far superior to you. Even though I've written you this communication, you shall still wage your war against this warless people. For we do not indulge in violence. We are nature's peaceful creatures. All we wish to do is live our lives, raise our children, and clean your abodes down to the last speck. Is this so wrong? Do we deserve your wrath, your preoccupation with our destruction, which will never be unless God wills it so? Can you not learn from the past? Sincerely yours, Mr. Domestic L.A. LaRoche, written by J. Abu Al-Balad. What an honor to have a student that writes you under the table, and which means that I'm a good teacher, because I always say I want my students not to imitate me, but to write better than me. So that's my cover.
Yay. That's brilliant.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I hope he's doing okay. I have no idea what
I
happened to
hope you can track him down one day and bring him here to Open Minds, because we would just love to hear what he's been up to recently.
I've been trying to track him down for years. I have not been able to find him. And so I just hope that he's safe. He's a brilliant young man, and he's hoping he's doing what he does. And I'm just looking
He's
for a book.
probably safe. He's probably safe because like there's one thing about teaching people like that is that they still survive somehow, out there in the world, So
Well, I not only have taught in the public school system and the college system, what have you, also taught in the penal system. And he was in a program after getting out of the penal system. And I just hope that he made it, because he was absolutely brilliant. He was one of the most brilliant writers I've ever met in my life. But anyway, let me give you one of mine. And as Zokoto mentioned, voodoo, which is probably the most maligned religion on planet Earth, which is really kind of stupid for a lot of reasons. But um, Voodoo means spiritual energy. And despite all of the nonsense in movies and what have you, one of the most famous and well known of the Loa in Voodoo is called excuse me, let me make sure I say it right correctly here. Okay, where am I here? Okay, I'll get in a second, but it's the Loa, the goddess of absolute benevolence, absolute goodness. Dambala is the one I'm looking for. And this event happened in Oakland. A youngster was doing a poetry series, and it was in a place called Bluesville, and there's like a shotgun kind of place. You had a door that came in the beginning, and the only way to get out was the far end of it. And at that point, in somewhere in this poetry series, all the lights went out in downtown Oakland, and the place was packed because the TV program that was looking for people to be on that TV program that was doing spoken word, what have you, and they're trying to get on the TV program. and some of the people were not wrapped too tight. So it was a scary kind of thing. And this kid was a teenager who was the leader of the poetry series that called themselves Ice Life. He was a cute kid, and he very calmly stepped up with this unbelievably peaceful guru kind of thing and says, you know what, we're still going to have a poetry reading, but if you're upset because we don't have any lights, blah, 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 we're going to give you money at the door. And so all the snakes slithered out the door. Well, this kid, Ice Life, also was a very handsome young kid, and women and girls are very different than when I was growing up. Guys used to have to beg to get our attention. These young girls are notorious. I used to say, "Oh boy, look at that boy! Get his phone number. What is his beat? No, you know, and what have you." He looked like a young kid from Louisiana, and so I put the Louisiana thing and the voodoo thing together, and because he had that Dambala vibe, and this is called. It was the voodoo that we do. And it's from my book, by the way, if anybody's interested. We were introduced to voodoo on that night, that unforgettable night when the lights went out in Bluesville. Brother Ice turned up the heat on the conscious warmth of his love. This young blood wrapped the positive blackness of his joy around us, brazenly covered us in his creative juices, and the lights came on in the church of our souls. Hearts full of poetry flowed. A circle of candles glowed, and witnesses, hard working, kept on working, waiting tables in the dark as we filled ourselves with the miracle of each other. It was poetry night. We were on fire, high as only creativity could take you. More than 100 of us stayed sitting there, overflowing with word power, full of all kinds of creative juju, sitting there in the dark till more and more and more and more candles came out and flickered in an almost syncopated rhythm with our poetry. If it wasn't for our poems, you could have heard a pin drop. Respect was the only rule, an unspoken rule. But somehow everyone knew what to do. It was voodoo. It was so still you could feel the righteous pull, feel Damballa showering the crowd with the wisdom of our roots. Like a breeze, you could feel the wild passion of Shango as he proudly danced circles around the mood in the room. It was voodoo, it was magic. And all those that couldn't handle the split, they were not missed. They left us in what had become a sacred once-in-a-lifetime sanctuary. Bluesville became more than the proclamation of the dues we paid. The ancestral vibes came down hard and rode us all the way to togetherness, declared this dark and nightclub a sacred space, and pure love opened its arms, and the vibe in this club helped us call in the spirits. It was the power of juju running loose all over the place. Something beautiful happened on the night the lights went out in Bluesville. That night, the darkness drowned all the unnecessary drama, took all the spotlight off all the empty plastic in our lives, and we let go of all our phony fronts and held each other's backs. When those lights went out, we couldn't hide behind our masks. The juju took off every piece of our jewelry, undressed us in the darkness, danced with us in our involuntary nakedness, and the serpentine wisdom in our rainbow of truth came out of hiding in the dark. It was the magic of voodoo, the magic of voodoo, the magic of voodoo, naturally electric, a secure room, and we couldn't move. More and more candles appeared as more of the uneasy dropped their fears, but most were so into the beauty of the night that we forgot about the darkness. Most of us were even shocked at the disappearance, the disruption when the lights came back on. Still, everybody cheered as the spirits disappeared, and we realized we got what we want. I said we got what we asked for and lost the magic that we had. Those who hide in the glitter, the ruthless glitter of the light, invaded our sanctuary, turned our temple inside out. Foul-mouthed drunk stomped all of our togetherness. Disrespect and talk and trash became the name of the game. It was all about flash and cash, and nothing was the same. Several of us prayed, really prayed, Lord. We prayed and prayed and prayed for those lights to go out again. Yes, we prayed to bring back the voodoo. All the spiritual magic we knew, I know it's there. I know it's there somewhere. It's there, waiting for us to find our way back to that holy space where creativity is all. I want to know, where were you when the darkness opened Damballa's door? Could you feel the awesome power of the voodoo that we do? I need some more. What did you do when the lights went out in Bluesville? Where were you? Were you there? Or did you run away scared? Did you even care? Were you listening at night when the juju talked to you? It was the voodoo that we do. Thanks for listening to my words from my book. With every step I take two, I'll put that and a couple of other things in the chat. It's 272 pages and it's worth it. It's English, Spanish, and Spanglish, and hopefully you'll get yourself a copy.
Thank you so much. Everybody, please give it up for Avacha at this time.
Ooh.
That was
Ooh,
Mm.
about that.
Since you're in the
that was
Bay Area,
Good.
good.
I hope to get a copy from you at a in-person venue one of these times. Do you bring it around with you when you feature?
I always have it, but it's in the bookstores. It's on
Okay,
everywhere. So, but please get a copy. Make me,
I shall. Thank you.
yeah.
I'm hoping someday I meet all of you like over in the US because I'm so close, you know. So it'll be a very nice time to meet up with all of you.
I'm
Wow.
just make sure I'm gonna have my nephew's wife away from you somewhere, because
He got to tuck her away if he coming into town.
thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing. All right. This has been a lovely evening so far, and it's gonna get even lovelier. On deck, we got C. Santos, but step up to the plate now. Please give it up for Parkalian. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
All right. Thank you so much, Dre, and everyone here. So as usual, I forgot until the last minute that I should pick out a cover for this. So thinking of Zomkonto, I thought, I wonder if I could find a short poem in Shoshona that I could learn real fast and read. Turns out there's a poet named Richard Bellon from France who's written a very short poem that he's had translated into 486 languages, including Shoshona. So
Wow.
I can't verify that this is good. I tried to had a little bit of fun checking that it's not the most horrible translation, but I don't know. Can't verify that this is really good poetry. But I'm going to read it in Shoshona, French, and then English. Mugirazi. Chimiro Chaco Mugirazi. Ndio Nhetembo Yandino Disisa. Asika Chimbiza no Kote Chinotiza. Ndikuze Keku Pedzira Kuti Ndino Kuda. So in French it is La Glace. And phone, there we go. Ton image dans la glace, c'est mon plus beau poème. Mais fais vite, il s'efface. C'est mon dernier je t'aime. The mirror. Your image in the mirror is my most favorite poem. Is my most my most beautiful poem. But it quickly disappears. It's my last I love you. And sorry about the glitch there. The English translation is not actually the most perfect. So I thought I'd follow that up with a poem of my own I wrote relatively recently about my love of languages. This is called Babel. The legends say they built a tower to reach up through the heights of the sky and meet the gods up where they lived, perhaps without stopping to wonder why. They, they worked night and day with all their power. Pardon me just a second. Seem to have something in my throat. They worked night and day with all their power, but then something happened to confound their speech. Their languages branching into myriad lives, as into all corners of the world they'd reach. So now we have thousands of tongues in flower, and some think we need to winnow them down to just a few to simplify life. But I mourn for those voices no longer around. And thank you very much.
Thank you for what you had to share tonight. Everybody, please give it up for Parkalian at this time.
Yeah, Parquillian. We love you, brother.
I love that you actually spoke Shona. That was nice.
Yeah. Good
That
job
was
with that.
very beautiful. Like that was a love poem, and like your eyes are an eyeglass for me, and there was so many things you said in Shona, one of the languages of my country. So I'm so happy that you said that.
That was a really cool multicultural experience. Thank you for providing that for that. Thank you for providing that for us here on Chaos Magic, and keep doing what you're doing.
And be
Much
sure
love
you
to
guys
you.
go to Parquillian's website and order some prints. What he does with words and different languages and the photos, it's amazing. It's groundbreaking. Like, if you guys must go check out Parquillian's website and order a piece.
Thank you. I'll
Beautiful.
put a link in the chat, and got a new design coming out in a couple weeks, so you can look if you want to get on my mailing list. You can find all about that. I'll put a link for that too.
And it's got to be dope when Parquillian, he gives you one for free. Like, that's how dope it is. Like, I still have mine saved in my downloads folder. So yeah, it's super dope.
With that said, if y'all got any links you want to share, please share away in this group chat. This is what it's for. Promote away. Get your shit out there. And we'll dig it. With that said, we're gonna keep this shindig rolling. On deck, we got Thomas Open Minds. Step into the plate now. Please give it up for C. Santos. Please unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. If I look super frazzled, it's because a mosquito flew in and I cannot find that little fucker. And it's annoying me. So I'm so sorry if I look all crazy. I'm hearing everybody. It's just there's a little critter flying around and I need to catch it.
Hey, speaking of little critters flying around, I know you and I have been passing back some ideas about a critter who's going to be landing right here in this Zoom room, within the next month or so. Should we let people know what we got cooking up here?
Yes, I will be having my very own open mic, hopefully on Thursdays. And I would like my open mic to start off with a free writing little workshop time and then zoom right into mic. So it's
So
gonna be fun. It's gonna be I would like it to be therapeutic in a way. And then I'm closing out the open mic with affirmation.
Wow, that's dope. Why am I
and we're
still
also going to be tying that into a monthly workshop. So it's going to be like a workshop show, open mic workshop show, optional prompt, optional free write. But then once a month as well, we're going to be doing a 3-day intensive workshop with C. Santos, Jackson Riley, and myself. Day one, we will introduce prompts and writing, and then leave you with homework. The day after that, we'll come back and refine the writing, and then day three, we'll work on performances and stuff. And then you can even bring it, to that Thursday show at the end of it, and bring it to Slam Jam. Get some guest coach opinion on it. Really perfect the masterpiece. So, we want to try to help bring more creativity to the community, and yeah, look forward to that. We're gonna be calling it "Come as You Are."
Yes, my open
It'll be
mic is gonna
starting
be
within the
called
next month or
"Come
so.
as You Are,"
With the
and
workshop
then
attached, full blown creativity, everybody.
yes, and then also once a month during my open mic, where it's gonna be themed. Like in October, since it's Halloween, then one day out of that month, if you want to, everybody has to come in costume, or like a different theme. Like let's say frogs, then everybody has to wear like green or like something like um you know, frog related. So it's just gonna be something different, something fun, just a nice, just to keep that your creative juices flowing. So that's the news. And So my cover, I usually read lyrics by a Demi Lovato song, but today we're gonna do a little something different. Please, 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 ladies in this group, do not be offended by what I'm about to read. Please, please, please. This is just something just, and I just wanted to get out of that Demi Lovato sad girl lyric and just go into something just fun. So the lyrics I'm going to be reading today is Cookie Jar by the Gym Class Hero. I like girls. They look so good in their 7 jeans. Want you to be the one and my only. I want to be faithful, but I can't keep my hands out the cookie jar. My hands. I can't keep my hands out the cookie jar. You see, I got this problem. I need help trying to solve it. Because meeting after meeting, I'm still a cookie holic. You can hide them, I'ma find them in the closet. And I'll say it with my face covered in chocolate. My girl be setting booby traps to catch me eating Scooby-Snacks. I left crumbs in the bed once. I told her I was through with that. Still, she don't be believing me. And I guess that I'm cool with that. But I got a sweet tooth that'll never come loose. And the truth of the matter is, I like girls. They like me. They look so good in their 7 jeans. Want you to be the one and my only. I want to be faithful, but I can't cookie jar. My hands. I can't keep my hand cookie jar. See, I got a thing for Milano Biscotti Italianos. I'll never turn Oreos if you got them. Butter pecan Puerto Ricans, or them oatmeal raisin Asians. Hazelnut Brazilians, macadamia Caucasians. Double stuffed or thin mint. It don't matter. You get me. Because I got a sweet tooth that'll never come loose. And the fact of the matter is, I like girls. They like me. They look so good in them 7 jeans. Want you to be my one and my only. I want to be faithful, but I can't keep my hands out the cookie jar. My hands. I can't keep my hands out the cookie jar. I'm a monster for these cookies. I'm a beast for their treats. I'm an animal for their crackers, head to feet. They so damn sweet. Can't keep my hands out the cookie jar. That was my cover. I'm sorry, y'all. I just wanted to read something silly. I do not have a poem today, but I found something that I self-published when I was 18. I found my book called Nonsense, Story of My Life. You cannot find this anywhere on the internet. It is taken down. There's too many typos and things. But I had my partner flip through the book and just choose a page for me to read. So I hope it's okay. I'm going to read y'all something from my book that I wrote when I was 18. Again, the book is called Nonsense, Story of My Life. Okay. I usually start my chapters with a short poem. So I'm just going to read the little short poem first and then just go into the paragraph I was going to read. This one is chapter 7. Days go by as she tries in her anger, her hate, her fear, her lust for revenge. It all consumes within. They're all she can hear. When they take over, she's not here nor there. She sees nothing. Her mind goes blank. Her blood flows quicker. She is no longer. That's how the chapter starts. When I finally came out of the hospital, I laid in bed for a week. I was too depressed to do anything. The hospital only let me go if I promised to go to therapy. Now, twice a week, I gotta see a fucking person who's gonna give me medication because of all the issues I have within myself. Brilliant. Just what I need. That's all right though. I don't plan on talking. They can't break me that easily. They can't break me at all. I finally got out of bed and turned on the radio. I caught fire by the used was playing. I turned it up on full blast, grabbed the towel, and headed for the shower. When I came out an hour later, T-Pain's Sprung was now playing. I went to pick up my clothes when I heard a knock on the door. Give me a minute, I shouted. I wrapped the towel around myself and opened the door. Oh, hey Trish, what's up? Can I come in? I shrugged and opened the door wider. She walked in and sat on my bed. I went through my closet to find what to wear. Then Trish finally started talking. So, today's the day, eh? Yup. Are you ready? I gave her a look, then pulled out a shirt out of the closet. She gave me a tiny laugh. I didn't mean ready to go. I mean, I know what you meant. And no, I'm not ready. I'll never be ready. Seriously, I don't need therapy. It's not bad, you know. When my mother died, I went to therapy. Yes, and you turned out just fine. I rolled my eyes, but didn't look at her. I pulled out a pair of black ripped up jeans and a pair of red Converse. My shirt was black with long sleeves and a little red pocket on the bottom right corner of it. I guess, I mean, I'm a model. I'm married to the man of my dreams. I have a kid on the way, and I get to know my husband's favorite daughter. I couldn't help but laugh. The man of your dreams, his favorite daughter, even you can do better than that. Even you can do better than him. Anyone can. And I'm his only daughter, thank you very much. Actually, no way. Do you finally know what the sex of the baby is? I finally sounded excited for once. Yes. And so does your father. He's very excited. So, what is it? It's a girl, silly. I'm having a girl. Isn't that great? You are going to have a baby sister. Congrats. I'm very happy for you both. What are you going to name her? Here's what your father and I were thinking. We want you to name her. Huh? No, really. What are you naming her? It wasn't a joke. You don't have to decide now, but soon. Better get ready. It's almost time. Eric will meet you in the car in an hour. Then she got up from my bed and walked out. Trish, that's not funny. Either she couldn't hear me or she ignored me. Trish, god damn it. I grabbed my clothes and stomped to the bathroom and got ready. That's what I have for you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody unmute and show some love for C Santos at this time.
Mm.
Woo! Yeah. Love you, C.
Mm.
Love you guys. Woo!
Much love, much love. Just double checking my list here. Just confirming that Julian Matthews will be added in the list. All right, with that said, we got 4 poets left on this show. On deck, we got Marianne Teft, At this time, please give it up for Thomas Open Minds. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Well, hello there, folks. I just want to say it's so great to see you guys here on a Monday. I haven't really been here quite often on a Monday in a while, but I'm always here in spirit with y'all, you know. When we first started doing this and Megas came to me with the idea of doing covers, I wanted to cover my favorite rapper, Aesop Rock. And so at the beginning of the show, I was like, every week I would learn a new Aesop song, word for word, be able to sing it in my head, like to the beat. And one of the songs I really wanted to do was called Pizza Alley. It's funny because I'm about to go bake a pizza after this for Catalyst and I. But I decided I couldn't master it, so I'm just gonna read it the best I can. And as you can tell, you know, me and C Santos need some fresh poetry. So we're gonna start this whole workshop show, you know, and the monthly workshop so we can start being more creative, right? So I think I'm just gonna do this one. If I can nail it in quick time, then I'll do an original too. But I just want to try to see if I could do this one because it's one of my favorite songs, and yeah, I wanted to master this for Chaos Magic. So I'm just gonna jump into it. Here we go. It's from one of my favorite rappers, Aesop Rock. It's called Pizza Alley. Keep it classy, key to Pizza Alley, weaving traffic in an overheating taxi in Lima. Tickets to liberate a center pitch surrender to a witch doctor pouring amphibians out the blender. Underneath the glowing purple Christ, perfect surf curl up and die. Cobblestone alone, a master class in open world design. I came from the wasteland in featherlight trail pants, Fuji off the ant trail, Inca trail mailman. Failed in every hemisphere. Show me the ambrosia, maybe ghost off into the coca leaf and holy heliconia, or shaman out to zombify undocumented expats, high in writing ayahuasca letters back to Melmac. Dear friends, send help yesterday. Yours true Condor Puma Serpiente. Talk rap albums over alpaca medallions with metal heads who traffic magic flowers from the mountains to the houses of the holy. I took it to that sacred valley, balanced so you don't expel omega fatty acids. The strays in the plaza look happier than my neighbors. They answer to Paddington Bear and waiters. It's amazers. What ship, what shore? I grew up writing riddles under bridges in New York. Now I travel like a highwayman who whispers to his horse, sharing stories out of winter, trying to trigger something pure. From dying on the vine to it's alive and indivisible to how'd I get this far without a bindle full of crystal skulls. Cozy local woven goods, beat a chip for people you have never met or spoken to, but know they'll need to hold Peru. Throw a couple logs on the fire. There's a chimney in St. Blas where you can hear baby dayliner bouncing softly off the navy blue. April showers, paper moon. Run into the light and beat the drum and smoke the dope and raid the tomb. Pay no mind to the bygones. Find him a strange hill to die on. Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill. Pay no mind to the bygones. Find him a strange hill to die on. Never let me die on a regular hill. Never let me die on a regular hill. The local homies blow smoke in his wounds and talk about the jungle like it's always in the room. When you shooting lumens out the canoe into the ruins, silly putty over some otherworldly woohoo to influence. Ooh, it's a strange bouquet, not today's soup. Rubber boots and tumble juice and tarantula toothpaste. Canopy going ham over camp in a feuding biome, mostly taunting, rowing the wrong way into the diode. Fry the banana, heart of palm ribbons, fish from the river, sauces made of citrus on a port screen pimpled after dark with frogs and lizards. When high as hell might as well be Mothras and Godzillas. It's awesome. Peer into the spirit quest, spellbound, 3-1 machete, yelling back into the hell mouth. You hit the labyrinth with the ambassador of peace and love. You might return with the root of your super ego plunged. The river boils when it sees me. 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 Electric eels killed 2 of my best friends, said the local to the gringo, then dove off of the pirogue. in a cloud of smoky mopacho. They brought him from Iquitos, mosquitoes on the wall of the Amazonian ethos. Off to bounce a light off any hairy eyeball in the basin. Wild pig, owl baby caiman, coral snakes that drape down from the timbers like the six fingers of Satan. They only speak in S's. You cannot get an amen. I told my darkest secrets to a pair of fuchsia dolphins, the doozy out in Paris, the futures I have squandered. They whisper something that I will bear into my coffin. What's apparent via Occam is despondency as common. We traded numbers and made off into the pond scum, humming muddy waters. Motherfucker, I am on one. Earth, wind, fire, and papaya. We fly with the poison arrow. We dive with the arapaima. Look, the river boils when it sees me. The river boils when it sees me. The river boils when it sees me. Pizza Alley, I fucked up a bit there. I wanted to master it for y'all, but I did my best. I wanted to share that. And I guess maybe I was kind of short. I'll do an original here. So I actually wrote this when we were coming up with the idea of Chaos Magic. And I think I performed this at the first Chaos Magic. And seeing that we got a new workshop show coming up, I figured, let me pay some tribute here to what we got going on over here too. This is Chaos Magic. I've been told that on nights like this, when you recite true magic, it sticks. Minds open wide for the Magus and Catalyst to reside in. I decided my fate lays within the realm of magic and myth. As I frolic and skip from pure joy, spin around this world they made for us all. It's amazing. It's something self-raising, rising, beyond time and space. See, it's a place we all feel welcomed and heard, a place to show out our soul off to the world. No matter the content, this group, conscious, will accept it and praise you at the end of a blood-soaked letter that you wrote for a friend who is no longer living. But you're here. You here. You steer me away from darkness with some slick shit talking. How often do you find friends as adults? I hit somersaults at the thought of all the friends I see in this box. You all mean a lot to me, and I'm so glad to be part of this family. One.
Please, at this time, give it up for Thomas Open Minds.
Woo! Thomas, woo! Woo!
Hell yeah, brother. Thank you for bringing that piece back. All right, let's see what we got here. We got 3 more poets to go. On deck, we got Julian Matthews, but step up to the plate now. Please give it up for Marianne Teft. Unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Well, thank you so much, Dre. Great to see everybody this afternoon or evening. Afternoon still here on the Pacific West Coast. I'd like to share with you first a piece of mine called Bus Stop. We started talking about September's past. Suddenly, I'm losing the conversational thread, and I'm standing again in the roadside gravel where I waited interminably for a ride to school with an umbrella that lost enough spokes it could never reply to rain. But that never stopped me from talking back to teachers, the ones who delighted in calling out junior B hockey players, 16-year-olds with old men teeth, and runners invited to bid for track success at one of those famous colleges where snow is just as foreign as northerners, but who never quite got their X and Y axes to intersect. When I look back on it, I'm still not sure who did I think I was, as those instructors spat at me, reminding I got 97% on this very test just last week. Before I took them at their word, there's never a stupid question, except when the ones to whom they had long ago attached that epithet were asking the questions. And I'd like to share from my cover one of my very favorite, very favorite curtain songs written by Shamblin and Reed for the absolutely great Bonnie Raitt. Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize me, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart and I'll feel the power, but you won't. No, you won't, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. I'll close my eyes, then I won't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me. Morning will come and I'll do what's right. Just give me till then to give up this fight. And I will give up this fight, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart and I'll feel the power, but you won't. No, you won't, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. Thank you. You see, every single time. Ah,
That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Marianne. I love you.
you're welcome.
Everybody,
Thanks.
please give it up for Marianne Tefta this time.
Marianne, woo!
Always great to see you here. Thank you for spending a part of your time with us here at Chaos Magic. And that goes to everyone here sharing this space with us on this fine Monday. With that said, we are going down to our last two poets unless we get so many newcomers. Because that will happen. That will happen. With that said, on deck is yours truly. But at this time, please give it up for Julian Matthews. Please unmute and take it away when you are ready.
Hi. May I share screen, please? Okay, thank you. Just a bit of prose, post-Olympics. So this picture was taken in Tahiti during the surfing competitions for Paris 2024. Gabriel's message: he floated in the air as if on a cloud. And his name, of course, had to be Gabriel. A descending angel, a levitating Adonis, or Myron's new discus thrower uncurled and reanimated as a surfer dude. The tethered board also stood upright, erect like Whitman's spear of summer grass, as if it was a freeze-frame dance partner seemingly aware of the camera and its moment in the sun. Above the gravity-defying balletic duo was the slate-gray, brushstroke Tahitian sky. Below, olive green waves hushed and still as if in deference to the mystical transcendent scene. The stunning shot was by photographer Jerome Brule, the subject Gabriel Medina Pinto Ferreira, 30, a three-time world champion who scored 9.9, as if in a 1976 Nadia Comaneci repeat, the scoreboard could not accommodate another digit to score the 10.0. The venue, Te Ahupuo'a. Te Ahupuo'o, a French Polynesian village on the southern Pacific Ocean, once a test site for the atomic bomb. Te Ahupuo'o translates loosely to sever the head or place of skulls, though that reflects the battle of old on land rather than the killer waves of new. A surfer lost his life here before. Gabriel called the wave his favorite, as if it were a wild animal he tamed and domesticated, as if it were a pet to return home to. He says he feels closer to God in Tahiti, as if the photo itself did not suggest it. In his lifelong quest for success, Gabriel has suffered a broken leg, depression, a very public dispute with his family, and a divorce, which makes his eventual final bronze win in Paris 2024 all the more sweet, considering he missed out on a podium finish in Tokyo in 2021 with only a fourth placing. Founder Pierre de Coubertin said the true spirit of Olympics is not winning, but taking part. In the end, the leap year ritual is not just about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, but humanity's continued ability to come together to showcase our sporting spirit. It is welcome relief in the face of the injustices of ongoing wars, discrimination, hunger, devastation, and the unabated climate crisis on Earth. A single camera click capture may not change anything, but photographs documented throughout history have shifted mindsets, triggered protests, galvanized people to organize and take action. Those of us fortunate enough to gaze upon this candid, serendipitous photo can count ourselves lucky to have seen the near perfect specimen of mankind, this wingless Gabriel, poised with his upraised right arm, his index finger pointing heavenwards, like an intermediary sent from a higher power to deliver a message of hope, that we were somehow transformed, transported to another time and place, and perhaps in this very moment were touched by something divine. Um,
Wow. Yo, thank you so much for that. I haven't seen that photo, and you did it so justice by even going beyond the photo itself and really taking it back to the human spirit. Julian, as always, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for that.
Everybody unmute and please give it up for Julian Matthews at this time.
I always love your work, Julian. You're just absolutely awesome. He's also one of our features at La Palabra Musical. Awesome writer.
Thank you again for doing what you do and bringing it
Hey,
right
we
here.
want more. That was he have another one for us?
If he has more, we would love to hear more.
That was one more. One more, Julian.
Okay. Um, it's a water team. Okay, here's something I just did this week. Save my some sort of water theme. Orcas. As a kid, I loved orcas. I even loved the way the word orca dribbled off my rolled tongue. I love its two-tone markings, black on top, white at the bottom, its dark eyes hidden. I imagine it was like my other favorite endangered animals, the panda and the tapir, but with fins and tail, a cuddly marine mammal gliding gracefully underwater. I knew the markings were for camouflage, but wondered, was the god that made them colorblind? The oceans are blue and green, so how could you possibly hide such stark contrasts? I read the term killer whale was also a misnomer. They were not whales at all, but large dolphins like gentle, friendly Flipper. And why the homicidal tag killer? Then I caught that National Geographic episode, or perhaps it was on a BBC documentary. David Attenborough or someone in his calm, matter-of-fact voice explaining the reason. The scene, a close-up of a pod of seals with puppy dog eyes, a row of heads bobbing innocently surveilling the wide open sea. Then two orcas pop up right onto the beach, white markings like war paint on either side of their bulbous heads, huge teeth menacingly bared, One surges up to the pod, grabs a baby seal, trashes it by the tail, left and right, then drags it out, disappearing under crashing waves. Screeching violins, blood in the water, panic yelping, and the scrambling of seals on shore in slow mo, again and again. Trauma has a long memory. It flashes by like a drowning. First day at school, being bullied, puberty, falls, broken arm, stranger danger, unwanted kiss, the attack, coming of age, coming, getting high, drunk, crashing, hangovers, recovery. I was an adult by the time I saw the movie Free Willy. By then, my naivete had somewhat abated. My understanding of the ways of the world, natural and unnatural, the hunter and the hunted, the endangered and the dangerous, had awakened. I was a little wiser and a little more cynical. I was in a darkened room with you again, not just strangers, safe in the knowledge that when that trapped orca Kiko breached the water and jumped over the boy hero in a feel-good climax to freedom, I could cheer and yelp out without fear or worry of consequences. And I could say orca again and let it roll over my loosened tongue like a colorful memory instead of the dreaded, silent, black and white ones that constantly want to leap out of my quivering, sealed lips. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Everybody, one more time. Please give it up for Julian Matthews.
Oh, that was amazing, brother. I love orcas. That was amazing.
You're a wonderful storyteller, my friend.
Thank you for being able to share that extra piece with us. One more time, give it up for Julian Matthews.
Yeah, Julian. Woo. Love you, brother.
All right, before we go to our last poet, I just want to bring everyone's attention real quick to the meeting chat on some online events that are happening both in underneath our Open Minds umbrella and beyond. We're going to start with tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a tribute show to the Megas Gustastalis on the Word Jam. We're jamming, I should say, featuring Jane's spoken word. Check that out. That's tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday night, we have the New Rican online open mic, and that's going to be a hot one. It's going to be hosted by Elemental. If you want to sign up a 24 hours prior on the newrican.org website. Check that out. If you haven't been on one of those, it's gonna blow your mind. And speaking of blowing your mind, we got Beowulf gonna be blowing some minds here this Friday on Open Minds Open Mic. That's this Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in this very Zoom room. And then in the following day, we got Frog Corpse. He's going to be the special guest coach on the Slam Jam. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a slam workshop. And for others who want to just delve into, just express themselves beyond the slam worlds, we got the open mic round if people want to delve into that. And yeah.
Also, this Tuesday on Heart of the Artist, we have Shannon Lockhart, a Tesoro member. Y'all come check it out. Tomorrow, Heart of the Artist, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you for informing me, because honestly, I thought that Heart of the Artist kind of popped in for 1 week and then was
We
out.
just found out. No, we just found out. We just got the interview, confirmations and everything. But Heart of the Artist too, because it's early. Like y'all need to go to the Heart of the Art, search the Heart of the Artist on YouTube. Check out all the past episodes. Amazing stuff, and we have some people coming up lined up too. So You know, we're doing things here at Open Minds. We're trying to provide you guys with wonderful poets and wonderful interviews, and just yeah, thank y'all so much. Speaking of wonderful people here at Open Minds, let's all real quick give it up for this next performer, Dre Reyes. He's been the host tonight. He's been picking up the hosting duties here, slacking, holding all the Open Minds on his back, like just being a champ. Thank you. Yeah, we got C Santos being the host. Like we got so many different plans for shows coming up, workshops. Give it up right now though for this next performer. He goes by the name Dre Reyes, Andre Reyes, all types of things, but I know him as my brother. Dre, when you ready, go ahead, take it away, brother.
Thank you, my man. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing space and making this evening the way it is. Because everybody here is an ingredient that brings a little something to the stew. With that said, I got a cover and I got an original piece. The cover, I'm going to be taking a page from In the Time of the Cloud from Debbie here. And we're going to delve into this. Page 21, there's a nice little poem here called Shadow in the Shade. To surf silver clouds, to push boulders up a twisted path strewn with sharp rocks. You can't, yet you do. No steps mark plateaus up peak experience when seem bees rendering sweet honey from failures when a poet seeking from wisdom eyes takes note bonds of existence are found grounded in non-existence. Abstract loneliness. Billions and billions of people exist, spirit chords, accordion style, extending across the matrix, shot through with a lingering singular song. Can you resist it? It persists over rooftops, spout and spire. Whispering winds whirl and twirl, run fast and you rapidly tire. Shadow can be banished only by resting in the shade. Poem. And that's page 21 from In the Time of the Cloud by Debbie Segal. Check it out.
Yeah, buy the book, get the book.
Now, I wasn't too sure what to present for our original piece until C was talking about a mosquito flying around. So, funny enough, I have this poem that's about killing mosquitoes. And it's also heavily influenced by this YouTube sensation of sorts from the Dracula Flow series on YouTube. So this is what I call Exterminator Flow. Let me just sip some water. It's a fun piece. I'm moving different. I'm moving like Oppenheimer, blasting away at nature's heroin needles in the dead heat of summer, employing the Grim Reaper full time in the work of genocide by pesticides. I'm straight gassing a swift mist of death that doesn't miss. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Mosquitoes, much like the syringes and needles littering the streets of mill cities that act as class struggle foliage that never gets raked, are a constant reminder that you can't fix a problem by ignoring it. West Nile, malaria, dengue, yellow fever, all of which can be prevented. We just kill them off. Maybe. Maybe it was Mother Nature's way of combating the human infection that has devastated and scarred the planet we call home. Perhaps disease was her immune system simply doing its job, acting as antibodies from humankind's preventing death with death. Initially, Mother Nature fully intended to provide, but now she's decided to take the power back. Imagine if you were a creating and providing force of nature and you somehow decided it was a great idea to put mosquitoes in the mix. What drove you to such extremes? Holy shit. Now you're like Red Bull giving disease some wings, disrupting everyone's circadian rhythm as you sit back and watch your troll game play itself out. Mother Nature must have amnesia. She forgot that I'm him. I'm him. I've been him. I will continue to be him. I'm the himulation. I'm him Kardashian. I'm him Buck too. I just got my DNA test back today, and it turns out I'm 100% Himalayan. I am the one they've been talking about. I am Apocalypse incarnate for mosquitoes. Again, this shit ain't nothing to me, man. Heed my warning. My extermination game is harder than James Harden's beard game. Balling so hard, you little bastards think I'm a fucking nutsack. I'll kill you, you stupid pieces of shit. You reach my neck, and I'll turn you into an example. You'll be high on 12 Jason Bournes when I spray you. I live for this shit, but you won't when I'm done with you. Poem. Thank you.
Yo, everybody unmute yourselves and give it up for Dre
Yeah.
Red. They said I got
Fantastic.
my DNA test. Comes back, I'm 100% Himalayan.
Yeah, that was an experience, and that was a poem. And I just want to again thank C. Santos and that mosquito that entered
Yo, Steve,
their
thank
room.
you for inspiring him to read that, because I haven't heard that before. That was dope, dude. I love it.
And
Woo!
well, with that said, this concludes yet another wonderful evening of Chaos Magic. And as shared in the group chat, there's a slew of events that's going on throughout the week. So there's something happening, something about it happening at some point during the day, throughout the week. And with that said, we hope to see you tomorrow on Harley Artist at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully there will be a flyer out so that people can be reminded on that. I was told not to do flyers on that, so that's a catalyst thing. So with that
We're we're
said,
we're kind of pulling ourselves back together here at Open Mind after losing Vegas. You know, we're getting there. But as we're pulling ourselves together too, right? We're making this tornado up. It's pulling in new ideas, new hosts, new shows, and a whole new energy here at Open Minds. So with that said, Dre, I love you.
I
Just
love
take
you
this thing
too.
out of the way, baby.
I love
Love you
y'all,
too,
all y'all,
Dre.
and
I love everybody
Best.
here in this room.
You guys are all
and
the best.
I just love being able to have the time and space to share with y'all. And again, this would not be possible without every one of y'all coming in here and doing what you do. So with that said, the next open mic show we got would be Friday with again Bear Wolf Propaganda Poet as our feature. Until next time, please keep writing, please keep loving. Peace and love to y'all. Have a good night.
Stay safe, everybody.
Bye.